It was just as he saw the barbarian's squat, black tankette lurch hurriedly into a nest of boulders that young Julian Jeffrey realized he had been betrayed. With the muzzle of his own cannon still hot from the shell that had jammed the barbarian's turret, he had yanked the starboard trap lever to wheel into position for the finishing shot. All around him, the remnants of the barbarians' invading army were being cut to flaming ribbons by the armoured vehicles of the Seaboard League. The night was shot through by billows of cannon fire, and the din of labouring engines, guns, and rent metal was a cacophonic climax to the Seaboard League's first decisive victory over the inland invaders. Young Geoffrey could justifiably feel that he would cap that climax by personally accounting for the greatest of the inland barbarians, the barbarian general himself. He trained his sights on the scarlet bearpaw painted on the skewed turret's flank, and laid his hand on the firing lever. Out of the corner of his eye, he caught a glimpse of another tankette rushing up on his port side. He glanced at it, saw its graceful handcrafting, and knew it for one of the League's own. He could even see the insignia, the mailed heel trampling a stand of wheat. Harold Dugald of the neighbouring fief. Geoffrey was on coldly polite terms with Dugald. He had no use for the other man's way of treating his serfs, and now he felt a prickle of indignant rage at this attempt to usurp a share of his glory. He saw Dugald's turret begin to traverse, and hastily tried to get the finishing shot into the barbarian's tankette before the other leaguesmen could fire. But Dugald was not aiming for the barbarian. First, he had to eliminate Geoffrey from the scene entirely. When he fired, at almost point-blank range, the world seemed to explode in Julian's eyes. Somehow, no whistling shard of metal actually hit him, but the tankette, sturdy as it was, could not hope to protect him entirely. He was thrown viciously into the air, his ribs first smashing into the side of the hatch, and then he was thrown clear onto the rocky ground of the foothills. Agonized, stunned to semi-consciousness, he lay, feebly beating at his smouldering tunic, while Dugald spun viciously by him, almost crushing him under one tread. He saw Dugald's tankette plunge into the rocks after the barbarian, and then, suddenly, the battle was beyond him. Dugald, the barbarian, all the thundering might that had clashed here on the eastern seaboard of what had long ago been the United States of America. All of this had suddenly, as battles will, whirled off in a new direction, and left Julian Jeffrey to lie, hurt and unconscious, in the night.